We are very happy that Sri Sushil Panditji has been here with us throughout the camp. His presence has indeed inspired a lot of us over here. Now I request Yuvaveer Nitya to introduce our esteemed panelist, Sri Sushil Panditji, and take the session further.
It gives me immense joy to introduce our panelist for today, Sushil Panditji. Sushilji is a descendant of our great forefathers from our incredible Kashmir. A social activist, he calls himself a Kashmiri Hindu Pandit living in exile in our own motherland. He's been relentlessly fighting for justice of the Kashmir Hindu Pandits who had to flee from their own homes in fear of atrocities being committed. They've been living in exile for over 2 decades now. Living away from home for that long would cost one their cultural and traditional beliefs. Being far-sighted about this possibility, Sushil Panditji has founded the Roots in Kashmir, an organization that works ardently to connect the second-generation members of the Hindu Kashmir exiled community that had to leave Kashmir during the exodus of 1990. A strong step to protect the tradition and culture of the Kashmiri Hindus. Further, the founder of Prasnath, a quality journal devoted to preserving the language and culture of Kashmir. An alumnus of Delhi University and JNU, he is the faculty of teaching strategic media planning at the Indian Institute of Mass Communication. He is also the former CEO of Hive Communication, former chairman of Exchange 4 Media Group. Also a part of managing committee of Ramakrishna Mission Hospital, Vrindavan. None of the above momentous positions has limited him from also being the president of the Hindustan Football Club. As Swami Mitrananda quoted yesterday, we most definitely need our soldiers standing tall at the enemy lines, but we also need right thinkers seated at the center, fighting battles within to provide the right direction for our country. Sir is one such dynamic leading voice, providing a sense of direction to protect and embrace our country's culture and take it forward. Let's look ahead with Sir. Thank you. I would also like to request Swami Swaroopanandaji to felicitate our chief guest with a memento.
Samasta Janakalyane Niratham Karunamayam Namami Chanmayam Devam Satgurum Brahmavitvaram. My salutations to Puja Swaroopanandaji and to everyone present here. Pranam. Sushilji, thank you so much for coming here and being with us first. We greatly appreciate your presence throughout the camp. Thank you very much. Yesterday in the evening session, we discussed we want to know India, we want to love India, we need to travel across India. I have been traveling to Kashmir, and many of the Yuva Kendra members have traveled with me. We have been doing this at least once in 2 years from 93, 94 onwards. So I know the topography of Jammu and Kashmir. And it's such a fascinating state of our nation. Some of the great scholars came from Kashmir. Kashyap Rishi, the state is named after Kashyap Rishi in the first place. Second, Mandan Mishra ji came from there, with whom Adi Shankaracharya went on a discussion, debate, etc. Then Adi Shankaracharya himself was titled Jagat Guru from Kashmir. So this is what Kashmir was with us. Always on Sharda Peeth is there in Jammu and Kashmir, which is now that side of the boundary or the LOC. And Sarvagnya Peetham, what we call as the head or the state of knowledge, which Shankaracharya was honored, is also from Kashmir. Kashmir was always part of India. And we have to make sure it is always part of India. Please understand that too. It is our responsibility. Unless we identify with every part of India, we will not feel for India. I repeat what I said yesterday. You need to travel there. I have been there many a times to Jammu and Kashmir. And once, Sushil, we were traveling. We went on an expedition to Leh Ladakh on motorcycle. We took the bikes to Pathankot and drove down from Pathankot to Siddhabari, where we have our ashram. Kulu, Manali, Kelang, that way we went, Rohtang Pass, Kelang, went to Leh. This was in the year 1998, 1 year just before the Kargil. Yesterday we heard about the Kargil war, but this I would like to tell you. In the year 1998, we were coming from Ladakh to Amarnath Yatra. So we want to come to Amarnath at Limayaru, 50 kilometers before Kargil. In that village, they stopped us saying, you can't go. Pakistanis have opened fire. Shelling going on. And we were 5 motorcycles, 5 of us, and the army simply said, you can't go. In 1998, between Leh and Srinagar, there is only one petrol pump, that is in Kargil. So you want to fill up your tank, you have to go to Kargil. And 50 kilometers before Kargil, they stopped us and said, you go back. Go back to Leh. It is impossible for us to go back to Leh because the bikes don't have petrol. Because, however big you make your tanks, that was insufficient. So we have to ask them that we will wait here. The army said, you can't wait here. You have to go back. He said, going back, we won't even reach Leh. And we are from Tamil Nadu. We can't take that weather out freezing somewhere there. We need, there's no way we can go to Leh. So we requested the army saying, send us to Kargil. We'll go there. They said nothing doing. And finally, after lot of pleading and all that, the army gave us permission. You can go to Kargil, 1 bike at a time. You can't go 5 together. They can see you and you can be shelled, cross-firing. I said, 1 bike at a time. So 1 bike will go. After 10 minutes, I will let another bike go. And they're saying so Kashmir is a place where from that side of the border, you get shelled. From inside, people can shoot you. This was one of the most toughest journey we took. We need to take and we need to drive to Kargil. I have to go. I took the first bike, me and my pillion. Before that, we were not sure. Now there is a complete uncertainty. That's what I want to tell you. It's a complete uncertainty whether you'll reach Kargil or not. And finally, the army gave us permission because they realized that we can't go back to Leh. There's no petrol. So we need to move forward. So we sat together. Now we have to take a call that let's go forward. And we are not sure whether we'll reach Kargil. Uncertainty is too high. So we were discussing what to do and all that. One of my friends, Sundar by name, he said, okay, if someone shoots you down, scream Jai Hind or Vande Mataram, not Ayyo and Amma. If they shoot you down, we will go screaming Vande Mataram or Jai Hind. We will not scream Ayyo Amma if the bullet hits you. And that 50 kilometers till we reached Kargil was like, I know at that point of time, me and my pillion are alive. I do not know about the rest of my team. We reach Kargil, and I know I have to wait 10, 15 minutes to hear the next bike. So you keep waiting to hear the sound. Then after 10, 15 minutes, the second bike comes. Like that, it was 1.5 hours wait, not knowing whether my own friends who are traveling with me are alive or not. This is the situation in Kashmir. For a traveler, imagine what happened to the people who lived there. More than 5 lakh people were systematically tortured, sent out of Kashmir. You know why? It's our responsibility. Rest of the nation was sitting quietly. We did not take up this issue when that was happening. It is our responsibility. When something happens in one part of the nation, we did not raise our voice. We raise our voice when someone knows in the media how to trigger that emotion in us. Please understand, these certain emotions are triggered and we fall for it and then we take it up. For example, we had this anti-corruption movement which was started, what's his name from Maharashtra, the warrior? Anna Hazare. When he took up this movement, see the gathering which it had for the first time. The media, the Twitter, the social media, television, everybody triggered that feeling. We all felt for it. We went. Second time when Anna Hazare called, it should have been more intense. More people should have joined the movement. People did not join. Second attempt, what he made, attendance was so less. Do you realize that we can be a victim of a triggered emotion than what it is actually? So something is generated, we feel for it. We never felt for Kashmir because that was not created in our hearts. It is really commendable how these people who were chased out, living in an exile in your own country, fighting for it. I really appreciate Sushil ji to be here and talk to us about Kashmir. And we are 800 young people. You please tell us, in their own way, in social media, if they have to say something about Kashmir, or if they have to write about Kashmir, or if we can have some exchange programs to get them. Because even the stone pelters, not just the Pandits, even the stone pelters there are of Indian origin. They're not of terrorists, they become a victim. How do we move about to reduce something which these youngsters can also take up and participate from their responsible places? And I would also say, it is not that always safe, but we must take risk to visit that particular land. I was so happy Swami Swaroopanandaji came 2 years ago. We went to Amarnath. We were there in Srinagar. The tension was coming up, and next day, we left that night, and next day was the curfew for 45 days after that. So Swamiji is also aware, and I would say that people visit these kind of places. The more we go there, we will identify with it, and it will be one India. Otherwise, there has been a continuous attempt to take it away, and army is fighting without civilian support. We civilians have to identify. If nothing, please go to Amarnath Yatra. That's a beautiful connect for rest of India to go to Kashmir every year. Make it a yatra, but visit so that we retain Jammu and Kashmir with us. And Sushil ji guide us further how we can be part of this cause. Thank you.